Monday, family. Yeah. Now y'all see the title of the video, bro. Title of the video is Knowing the Law. Reason I'm doing this live is I covered the Rajah Jackson situation yesterday. You know what I'm saying? It was an unfortunate situation in which, I feel like Rajah lost his cool. He blacked out and he kind of went overboard. You know what I'm saying? Now, the internet's torn apart between the two sides, bro. At the end of the day, Razai's actions were overboard. I would say it wasn't justified in the manner in which he did it. There was too much premeditation. Premeditation is like you do something to me today, and then I got like 2 months to think about it, and I get you in 2 months. That's premeditation, bro. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Jensen? Why is eats? So when you take that to court, it's not really gonna be on your side. And like I said, I believe this kid was gonna face charges. Literally the next day, the LAPD is investigating that situation. You know what I'm saying? They're investigating the fact that he brutally beat the guy down. And it's important for you guys to know the laws, bro. It's very important to know the laws because a lot of people, I feel like they associate revenge with self-defense. And bro, those two things are not really associated. You know what I'm saying? Self-defense is protecting yourself in the moment, bro. In the moment. That is the only time you have self-defense. It's like, let's say somebody run through this door right now, run through the door right now, and I up on them. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm in danger. I up on them, blow them down, because they had a firearm. Then we have a claim for self-defense, brother. But I can't have somebody come in here, bust through the door. They might have pulled a knife on me. They run outside and I get the gun. Then I run outside and I blow them down. That's not self-defense. That's premeditation. Because when you get to court, they're gonna look at the time, the time in which the situation happened. Did you think about it for what, 20, 30 minutes and then react? And you guys got to study the law, bro. You got to study the law. It's important. It's going to keep you from getting locked up. It's going to have you understanding the true meaning of self-defense. Because like I said, a lot of people, they confuse self-defense with revenge. Bro, that is not self-defense. Self-defense is you are literally brutally being attacked in the moment. You know what I'm saying? CC98 motion, what's the word? You're being attacked within the moment. And then you defend yourself. Not somebody does something to you, an hour go by, 30 minutes go by, then you retaliate. That is not self-defense. That's revenge. And I love all of y'all. And Rajah is a good kid, but I feel like he's gonna face charges. And I said that yesterday. Some people kind of didn't understand why I said that. It's because, bro, I understand the law. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the law is not in your hands. Does that make sense? The law is never in our hands, brother. When I say the law is not in our hands, the law is in the hands of the lawmakers. You feel me? A lot of the times as humans, bro, we take the law into our own hands. And what's up, Malik? How you doing, man? I sent you a message also. Hopefully you saw the message on Discord. But with Rajah's situation, he didn't handle that correctly, bro. If you guys go out there and somebody attacks you in the moment, you have the moment to defend yourself in that moment. You know what I'm saying? But if you wait an hour, you wait 3 hours, and then you retaliate, it's like, yo, brother, that is not self-defense. That is premeditation. And that is what they're gonna charge him with, premeditated assault. You feel me? Because he had time to think about it. Yes, sir. No worries, Malik. I just was letting you know. I peeped what you sent. It was a good proposal, good business, everything. I read through the whole business thing. You feel me? But I need you guys to start studying the law so you guys are not getting in situations. Start studying the law. Start understanding what is self-defense. When do I got time? When is the perfect moment to defend myself? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, LeBron James, I do. One YS is the YouTube for my music, man. Check it out. It's very important, bro, because unfortunately, a lot of us are not Rampage Jackson's son. What does that mean? Y'all don't got that bag for no lawyer like that. That boy Raja, his dad got a bag for a lawyer. His dad probably got a bag for the judge, you know, if it needs to come to that. You and I, we regular, you know what I mean? I go outside right now and somebody slap me up. I don't do nothing in the moment. I see that dude the next day and I fire on him and then that's not self-defense, bro. Self-defense is defending yourself in the moment of the situation. It's important to know that. That means if somebody slap you at the chicken place and you punch on them and they pull out a gun, you pull out a gun, that is self-defense. It's in the moment, in the heat of the moment. You feel me? Don't get it confused on what self-defense is. It's not revenge. What Raja did was revenge. And a lot of people egged the young boy on and he was feeling some type of way. So he kind of went off those emotions, bro. But you guys have to be careful with the law. The law is a thin line, bro. The law is a thin line. It's a very thin line on self-defense. Most people do jail time, prison time because of the thin line on self-defense, bro. You feel me? It's a very Everett. Everett said, "Can you freestyle about self-defense?" Yeah, hold on. Self-defense. It's a thin line. Thinking you know the law, man, you've been blind. You don't want them to lock you behind them bars and do time. That'll take your life away. That's why you gotta study the law. Or be like, man, FYS, he don't know what he say. You know what I mean? Like there you go, Everett. Now sub up, man. But self-defense is a thin line, broski. It's like one of those things where there has to be a danger to your life. What's up, Organic Machine Dean? What's up, man? Raja is Rampage Jackson's son that beat up the wrestler. And I was trying to tell people, like, look, he's going to face charges for that because I'm telling you, there was too much time for him to premeditate the assault. What does that mean? He thought about it. He had enough time to think about the assault. Besides that, there's clips online saying he was going to get at him. He was going to basically take care of this guy. You know what I mean? And in his mind, he felt like he was defending himself, but it's like, yo, bro, your moment of defending yourself happened when a guy smashed the can on your face. Instead of pushing him, you should have just bust on him. You feel me? That would have been better. The situation in the ring where he kind of just gave him like 30 punches after he knocked him unconscious, that's brutal, bro. Anybody seeing that, bro, they're going to say, look, this guy's a monster, fam. They're going to say, this guy here is a monster. And you don't want to come off as a monster, bro, because one thing I want to say that people underestimate is we all have anger, bro. We all could lose composure. A lot of us could black out in moments. When I say black out in a moment, I feel like you just have so much emotion and energy rushing to your mind, you can't even think about what you're doing. You can't think about what you're doing. And before you get to that level, bro, I love y'all, bro. Study the law. Understand what is self-defense. You need to know what self-defense is. Like, for instance, bro, do you know that if an intruder breaks into your house in certain parts of the United States, right? You feel me? And that intruder is fleeing, you cannot shoot them in the back. Do y'all know that? Do y'all know y'all could literally go to jail for that, bro? Yeah, if we would go that, bro, right after he got hit, then it might be self-defense, exactly. But he premeditated the whole assault, bro. And the LAPD is investigating that situation now. But even watching the situation, bro, it was weird because the referee, he threw me off completely. Why did he let bro Raja beat up the wrestler, and then he had some random guy pin the wrestler that was wrestling him earlier? It didn't make sense. It was like, oh, bro, what's going on here? This guy's bleeding, and you guys are focused on the wrestling match? What's happening? Because, bro, I just seen a clip of that today, and I'm like, yo, if I see somebody obviously getting pummeled, they're leaking from the face, they're unconscious, I'm not going to care about any wrestling match. This is a serious situation. This guy has a head injury. He's bleeding out his face. The referee had to call for the guy to come and pin this guy that's leaking on the floor. So personally, I don't know, bro. I think there needs to be further investigation into that organization. The referee got to be investigated, bro. There's even a guy that told Raja, yeah, send him his receipt. Send him his receipt. That guy needs to be investigated too, because I feel like he egged on the situation. And a lot of the times people egg on situations to trick you out your position. You don't want nobody to trick you out your position. What do I mean? Like one time we driving, bro, somebody throw like a paper towel in the car. My homie like, man, you gonna let them do that, bro? Man, pull up on them. I'm like, man, that shit's nothing, bro. A paper towel. They just threw it and it came in the car. I don't even know this person. But yeah, we was piped up. When I say we piped up, he blicked. I got blicked. But it's like, dang, I'm finna go blick this person down because of a paper towel. Nah, it's never that serious. And if I would have let that person egg it on, look, my boy said I look like Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo, where are you? I used to watch Scooby Doo. Boy, my favorite person was Scrappy Doo. Scrappy Doo wasn't taking no ish from anybody. Scrappy, put him up, put him up, put him up. Scrappy Doo was that guy. You feel me? That was like Scooby little nephew or whatever. Scooby was just like, Raoult, Shaggy. Scooby just wanted the snacks, homie. Scrappy was on business. Scrappy Doo, you know what I mean? But I like Scooby Doo too, man. Singer, but it's very important. Do not let nobody trick you out of your position. The guy who was talking to Rajah Jackson and literally instigated the situation, he literally tricked him out. Nah, that's facts. You know what I mean? Daphne, Velma, come on, man. Fred was hitting hard. Fred was hitting both of them though. Hey, Fred was he was cracking everything. Family, they love Fred. They were like Freddie. Every time something happened, they'd jump on Freddie, gang. Freddie was hitting Velma and Daphne. I'm not gonna lie to you, fam. But it's important, man. Don't let nobody trick you out your position, man. And I feel like, Rajah Jackson, he allowed whoever that other guy is to trick him out of his position, man. 1 second, y'all. I gotta respond to a message. 1 second. Because listen, bro, people are gonna do things to you out there, bro. And you gotta literally assess the situation. What do I mean? Let's say somebody insults you. Cool. Now it's easy to insult a person. Somebody can come on here and say, "Why yes, you're dirty. Why yes, you're a bum." Now, I could get upset. I could get annoyed, but how serious is the insult? How serious is the situation? Because a lot of the times, bro, we let our pride confuse us. Pride is a terrible thing. You know, it's like, oh, this person just crushed my ego. You know, like I'm embarrassed. Now I gotta retaliate a certain way. And it's like, oh, bro, you gotta assess every situation, bro. Yeah, they try to get you to purposely crash out and trick you out of your position. And you don't want nobody to trick you out of your position, bro, off of pride. You don't want nobody to trick you off your position because, bro, I'm telling you, you literally regret irrational decisions if you make them without thinking. You feel me? You literally like, man. I had my older cousin, man. I remember my older cousin used to tell me this. My older cousin, he was a kick door person. If you know what a kick door person is, he was hitting licks, but he the type to come in your crib and hit the lick. So me and him talking one day, he like Sosa, cause he called me Sosa. He like, man, Sosa, I ain't gonna lie, I be feeling bad. So I'm like, you be feeling bad for what? He like, cuz, man, I literally threw my life away. I'm like, yo, cuz, how you threw your life away? He like, man, I used to hang out with dudes. And I remember we used to steal, and it's like we got good at stealing, but they would gas me up in the sense like, you the coldest thief. You really the ones that could get the licks. And they literally tricked my cousin out of 3 years of his life because, bro, he was doing burglaries. He told me one of the saddest story was them going into somebody's crib during the holidays, family. It's a whole family, you heard? And he had to tie the family up, fam. He made the son tie out the dad. I'm like, dang, cuzzo, you kind of messed up. He like, yeah, I am messed up. Cuzzo, hold on 1 second. I gotta respond to this message. 1 second, y'all. 1 second, y'all. I gotta go handle something real quick. I'll be right back, man. Y'all don't leave. Y'all don't leave. Y'all don't leave. Y'all chill. Y'all chill. Y'all just chill real quick. I'll be right back. Gotta handle something real quick. Yo, I'm back. My bad, y'all. I had to handle something real quick. You feel me? But basically, what I'm saying is never let anybody trick you out of your position, bro, because I feel like personally, Rajah Jackson was tricked out of his position. You know, just from the clip that I seen of literally one of the wrestlers that was there when the situation occurred. This is my airport shirt right here, gang. This is what I used to wear when I was a fueler. I mean, when I put the gas in the plane, I had to wear this fire resistant shirt. You know what I'm saying? It was good too, because in the wintertime it kept you warm. But it was like, imagine somebody smash you in the face with the beer can. The guy that steps in to intervene, the main guy that steps in to intervene is the same guy before Rajah was about to go there into the ring that told him, hey, make sure you send him his receipt. You give him his receipt. You know what a receipt is, right? If anyone has a problem, I'll come in there, dude. This guy was a part of the wrestling organization. This guy, this same guy, he had like a hat on, like looked like he was a cowboy, and he had the tattoos. He was with the wrestling organization, so it's like you would think he would have the back of the pro wrestler, because this is his colleague, his workmate. But instead, he gassed Rajah up to trick him out of his position, bro. He knew what was gonna happen from that, bro. Even in that moment, there was another clip that didn't hit the internet, because I'm telling you that wrestler was sloppy drunk, bro. I know a sloppy drunk person. Usually somebody sloppy drunk, they're always gonna have this look on their face when they're drunk. Y'all see this look? It's just a look of not being there all the way. This look and this look is a different look. And when the guy smashed the can on dude's face, on Rajah's face, Rajah pushed him back like, hey man, I don't fuck around like that. I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you up. Dude was looking like this the whole time. He was drunk out his mind. And after that clip, they kind of resolved the situation by, I think they kind of like had a conversation, and the drunk guy apologized. But you would think that would have been the end of it. But it wasn't the end of it, bro. The guy who literally stopped the altercation was like, yo, bro, chill out. He's not a worker. Is the same guy as Rajah is walking to the ring to do it was like he was part of the show. He tells him, he says, make sure you send him his receipt. Give him that receipt, man. Give him that receipt. Egging the situation on. The situation already died out. Now, I personally feel like him, along with the chat, tricked this kid out of his position, because now, bro, he's facing charges, bro. Premeditated assault, man. That might be first degree, second degree, depending on the seriousness of the injuries. The seriousness of the injuries. Buddy could have had a concussion from all them hits to the head. He could have internal bleeding. These are the things you don't really think about when you're about to knock somebody's head off. You don't really think about that when you about to just sock a person, right? But you have to think about all that because it aligns with the laws. You might be executed, prosecuted, charged based on that. You feel me? Always understand the laws of where you live, bro. Most people, they be like, man, if a robber come in, I'm gonna kill him in GTA. But it's like, yo, bro, you're gonna face a murder charge. I don't know if you guys know who Bun B is. Bun B had an intruder break in his home. Bun B shot the guy as he was fleeing. He was almost gonna go to jail for murder. This is Bun B, the artist from down south. And when you think about it, you're like, dang, Bun B about to go to jail for murder? Yeah, because even though an intruder has no purpose being in your house, there's rules that protect burglars, gang. You cannot shoot a burglar in the back as they're running. You can't, because they're fleeing. If a person breaks in your house, you can't really do a fatal ending shot unless you know for sure you're gonna beat that case. Like, what do I mean? Like let's say I come in brandishing a firearm to rob your place. You could definitely lay me down because I had a firearm. But it's different if you don't really know if this person had a firearm and then you lay them down. And the reason I say knowing the laws is important is because, bro, at the end of the day, it's hard to get out of trouble. It's easy getting in trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? He said get a lawyer on retainer when that's and then self-defense law. Also, Yeah, laws vary by state, Rich. You feel me? That's why I'm telling people, like, look, understand the laws in your state, because we all have a perspective of what things are supposed to be like from a human's perspective. What do I mean? Like, oh, somebody comes and does something to me, I gotta retaliate. I gotta get revenge. You gotta know what laws is governing your state prior to even wanting revenge, prior to even thinking you're gonna go do anything to that person. You have to know the laws in your state. If you don't know the laws in your state, bro, that's gonna affect your whole life. It's gonna affect your whole life, bro. Yeah, know your constitutional rights, but even with the constitutional rights, it's so many loopholes to where they can get you with that, man. There's a lot of loopholes in the constitutional right, man. All I do is urge people to learn the basic laws. Like, there's even laws when you're in traffic, bro. There's laws to where, you know, when an officer comes, you can ask the officer, what is the RAS? RAS is reasonable articulate suspicion for pulling me over. They gotta tell you that off rip. You feel me? Most people when they meet a cop, they don't even know the laws. They start talking to the police. When an officer pulls you over and they ask you for your license and registration, that's all they need. Any other conversation is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's the RAS, Richard, but it's like it's a certain code that these guys understand that you can say to them. Even there's people in other states where the cops pull them over, they say, hey, I don't answer questions. I don't understand. Yeah, the police themselves don't be knowing the law. So imagine, yeah, but I'm saying most of the time people don't even ask what the RAS is. They say, why you pull me over? Why you pull me over? Why you pull me over? Why you Richard, am I lying, bro? When some people get pulled over, they don't even ask what is the reasonable articulated suspicion. They just say, why you pull me over? When you're talking to a cop like that, obviously he's gonna understand this person doesn't have any knowledge of the law. Cause if you show that you have an understanding of the law, the police are gonna move with you a little different, bro. They're gonna move with you a little different. I'm telling you. But if you come off like you don't know, you're oblivious to the law, you don't know anything, then that's when they feel like, oh, we can take advantage of this guy. Yeah, do you have a RAS? What is your RAS? But yo, Richard Wilkins, keep it a bean. When most people that look like me and you get pulled over by the police, they say, why you pull me over? Why you pull me over? Why you pull me over? Now imagine a cop come to me, I say, hey officer, how you doing? He's like, hey, how are you today? And I say, I'm doing well. What is your RAS for the stop? Now he's gonna have a different perspective on why yes. He's like, hold on, dog. How he know about the RAS? How he know about RAS? Because the perspective has already been projected to him like, yo, this man got a little bit of knowledge. He said, I'm white. I'm just invited to the cookout. Nah, but yeah, I'm saying most black folks, they don't even have any law borderline understanding of the law when they get pulled over, gang. Yeah, they can't bully you if you know the laws. They cannot bully you if you know the laws. I had a situation one time, bro, I had a firearm and I got pulled over at 2 a.m. Now, I know the laws with the firearm. You can literally transport a firearm anywhere, bro. Because transporting a firearm is different from having to have a concealed carry. You get what I'm saying? So when this cop pulled me over at 2 in the morning. I had a Mercedes Benz at the time, like a two-door. And I'm in like, I'm like going towards the burbs, bro. Because I used to stay in the burbs that time. It was like a state trooper. He pulls me over. When he pulls me over, comes to the car. He's like, hey, how you doing today? I'm doing well. What's the reason for the stop? He's like, oh, you was swerving. Fake BS. So I'm like, I wasn't swerving, officer. I'm definitely competent of driving right now. But the fact that he said I was swerving, he used that as a reason for me to step out the car. Now listen, I stepped out the car because I understood the timing, bro. It's late at night. I need to be as cooperative as possible right now. You heard? If it was daytime, I'd be like, man, I don't gotta step out the car unless you have a valuable reason. So he's like, man, you was swerving. I need to make sure you're not intoxicated. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I get out the car. We do the little breathalyze and all that. I'm straight. So he like, you don't have any firearms or drugs in the car. I'm like, I do got a firearm in the car. Because you could disclose that. He's like, do you have a conceal and carry? I said, nah, because I am allowed to transport my firearm from one location to the next. When I said that, bro, it literally fucked him up. He's like, oh, well, is it okay if I make sure this firearm is legal? That was his next play. I'm like, of course. So he grabs the gun, checks the serial number, runs the code. But this is where he gets me at though. He says he puts the firearm on the trunk, on the hood of the trunk. Imagine I'm kind of on the side of the vehicle. You know, I'm doing all the tests. He runs the guns, goes back to his patrol car, runs the gun, brings it back, he puts it on my trunk. Then he gets back in his car and he says, you could pick up your firearm. Boy, what? No, never. 2 a.m., dark. Imagine he has the vision from his patrol car of me picking up the firearm. Do you know Buddy could have shot me down if he wanted? Because from that perspective, it would look like I was grabbing the gun to attack him. But why would he not put my firearm back in the vehicle? Why would he put it on the hood of the trunk? But I knew the laws. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, all right. That's a violation though, Rich. But it was like I understood the way the cop was moving. You feel me? I understood. Because first off, you say I'm drunk to get me out the car. Then I'm not drunk. Then you want to know if I got drugs and guns. And I'm like, yeah, I got a gun. Then you're like, do you have a license to carry this gun? I say, it doesn't matter because I could transport the firearm. When I say that, it busts your brain. Then you want to run the firearm. When you run the firearm, it's good. It's mine. But instead of putting it back inside the vehicle, you place it on top of the hood on the back of the trunk. Basically baiting me. Then you get in your patrol car. You say, yo, you could pick up your firearm. You're good to go. So when he says, I said, I'm not picking it up. He's like, why? I'm like, cuz it's your job to put the gun back in the car. As I tell him this, he's like, I'm not going to tell you again. I'm like, I'm not picking that shit up, bro. Literally. I'm standing there. He's like, all right, I'm going to wait for 5 minutes. I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait for 5 minutes. Dude, he sat there for 7 minutes. Then he pulled off. When he pulled off, I grabbed my gun. I put it back in the case. I put it back in the car. The reason I tell you to know the law, because, bro, it's cops. They know the law. They manipulate the law. He would have muted me, gang. He would have erased me. Yeah, because, bro, I swear on my life, he took the gun and set it on my hood. My gun was never on the hood, on the trunk, bro. This junk was in the car, in the glove compartment. You know what I'm saying? I didn't grab this shit till he left, Organic Dean, because I knew the play. The play was, he has the camera view, because you know the patrol cars got the camera view. I'm facing that view. This is after the fact he placed the gun on there. He got in there and he's talking to me on the saxophone thing. You pick up your firearm, you're good to go. I'm like, nah, I don't feel safe picking it up. He's like, nothing's gonna happen to you. I'm like, heck nah. I already know what's gonna happen. I pick up the gun, you hop out. He has a gun, bow, 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 bow. Bro, I'm on video grabbing the gun. They could have said, hey, this guy might have been premeditated to end this officer's life at 2 a.m. I know the laws, bro. The law, knowing the law is always gonna save you, brother. Yeah, bro. Barry, you know, bro. I'm telling you, bro. But once you understand the law, you know what is happening every time. It was gonna mute it and blast me, gang. Yeah, bro. Neptune, I'm knowing already, bro. It's 2 in the morning. We're on the highway. There's not many cars. I'm in a Mercedes Benz. He already thinking I got packs of cocaine or whatever in there. Yeah, the megaphone. Yeah, I said the saxophone on there. I never knew the name for that. The announcer speaker. Nah, Mr. Wilkins, you funny as shit. I caught that on the saxophone. I'm bugging. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I understand because it's like, bro, I was very cooperative with the cop. I wasn't aggressive. You know, I was very chill, very calm. He said, I just chugged the Pandora. I gotta get a new saxophone. Nah, y'all hilarious as, bro. I ain't gonna lie. We finna start calling. You just gotta call that just the saxophone right now, man. It's over. New word. Saxophone for the megaphone, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I love all y'all, bro, and I want y'all to be safe, and I don't want y'all to end up in a situation that could like destroy your freedom, bro. Understand the laws, bro. Understand the laws, man. I always understand the way things are supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? It could really save your life, bro. Yeah. He's out over in the wood. Nah. In my state, the law is so crazy. It's like this. You're not even supposed to have one. You can't have one in the chamber. And a lot of states are like that. You feel me? And when you're riding around, people always like to keep one in the head, but it's like, yo, bro, that's a federal offense in my state, bro. Because the first thing they do is they going check the check your gun, take the mags out, and then you can't have nothing in the head because it's premeditation. Premeditation is one of them things they can always get you on, bro. Yeah. So premeditation is like they're saying that, hey, you are expecting a shootout, even if you're not, bro. In my state, you can't have one in the head. Now you can have the cartridge in there, but it can't be loaded. You feel me? Second, you're not even supposed to have your gun in the vicinity of the car. They want you to have it in the trunk. But the loophole to that is transporting. You feel me? You can always transport your firearm from one location to the next location without a conceal to carry. You feel me? That's a law. That's an actual law. It's called transporting. It's a transport law. You feel me? Always. Even in the glove, they don't want you to have it in the glove. They want you to have it in the trunk. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is there's a law that triumphs that. It's called transportation of a firearm. You can look it up right now. You don't need a license permit to even transport a gun. He said you can get around that by having guns like break action shotguns in some places. Facts. You know what I mean? But there's loopholes to knowing a lot of these things, bro. And I'm talking about this because, man, this kid, Raja, he's gonna face charges. Somebody tricked him on his spot. He didn't know the law. He didn't understand that. Look, even though this guy smashed the can on my face 2 hours ago, if I beat him up now, I'm gonna look like the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna look like the bad guy. And you see a lot of people go to jail for this, for revenge. Revenge is not in your hands, my boy. Revenge is in the moment. Most people don't tell you this, but revenge is a momentary thing, bro. All that revenge is served on a cold platter. That used to be one of my favorite saying. Like, revenge is best served on a cold platter. And it's like, oh, bro, that's premeditation. You don't want to get into premeditation because now you're putting yourself into a possible position where it's like, yeah, we could charge this guy. He said same thing, y'all, with alcohol. You can have, oh yeah, you can't have no open bottle in the whip. That's a charge. Even if it's empty. Even if the bottle is empty, there is no fluid in there. If it's an open alcohol bottle, it cannot be in the car. It must be in the trunk. That's very important because some people they'll go buy the alcohol and just have that just laying in the front seat. Cop pull them over. And it's like, oh, bro, you don't understand the laws. You at least could have had this in the glove compartment under the seat because, yeah, it has to be in the trunk. Shout out the organic machine. And you would think that's so stupid, right? But that's a part of the law. A lot of people get charged for that. They go to the liquor store, they grab a bottle, and they just throw the bottle in the seat. They throw the bottle in the seat. Cop pull them over like, hey, this is an open bottle charge. They're like, but I didn't even open it up. It's like, yeah, well, you can't have alcohol openly displayed in your vehicle. They're like, what? What are you talking about? I didn't even drink it. Open bottle charge. Slam them. You feel me? And look, bro, a cop writing you a ticket or getting you booked is like, imagine you work a sales job and you have the incentive pay. What is incentive? You got a sales bonus. This is their bonuses, gang. They get paid a regular wage, but they get extra bread for giving out tickets and booking muffs. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even drink the organic machine. I'm telling you, I've had that happen. It was a nice cop. So the best part is like, dude, I was literally 4 minutes away from the liquor store. I told her, hey, miss, I literally just got in here. I had a phone call. I apologize. You know, I literally just bought this. The receipts in the bag. She's like, okay, well, do yourself a favor. I'm gonna be nice, but put that in the trunk because somebody else might not be as nice. And I'm like, oh man, what? Never again. Or you get a bag, you buy the alcohol, put it in the bag. Why you think they give you a brown bag once you leave the liquor store? They give you a brown bag for a reason, gang. Because really, alcohol, they don't want it displayed. They don't even like you drinking in public unless you at like a establishment, a restaurant. You guys have to know the laws. Know the laws so you don't have to face charges. You said England said he lost no guns. England, bro, you got to get it together. Guns is everybody's rights, bro. My state is no guns. I love England. Yeah, but y'all got a lot of knives out there. Machete boys. Samurais. I got samurais in England. Y'all got the samurais in the UK, boy. You got Samurai Jack in that. Y'all know Samurai Jack? Watch out! But they got the sword fighters in England, boy. Samurai Jack, machete wielders. You know what I mean? They got machete wielders out there. And I know inhale light, exhale love. Understand what I'm saying? Y'all got the knives. Y'all got the scissors. Yeah, that's why I said organic machine. They don't even want you drinking in public. Samurai Jack, watch out! That used to be one of my favorite shows. But my boy Samurai Jack wouldn't even say a word. He would say, "Ah, cool." Bruh, Samurai Jack would just say, "Ah, cool." You know, Samurai Jack was fighting the devil the whole time. He said, no lie, you could get taken over and you don't gotta do nothing. What's up, Jay the Great? Yeah, I love Samurai Jack. He was fighting the devil the whole time. Aku was the devil, bro. Aku used to transform into stuff. And then he was like mad tall. Y'all ain't never really seen him for when Samurai really finally fought Aku. Aku was the devil, bro, the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, it was a weird scenario, you know what I'm saying? He said, Neptune, don't be disrespectful calling me a simp. Nah, a real samurai can bring a knife. Nah, that knife shit is different in the UK. Them boys, I seen a dude get his arm sliced off. His hand was like dangling. I'm like, ugh. I can't see nothing like that. Dude had a machete. They were just cutting each other. And Buddy had like literally chopped my man's hand like to where it was like dangling. I'm like, ew. You know what I'm saying? It was like, ew. You know, but out there, that's why they have knives. Because they can't have guns. Yeah, stabbing hurts, bro. My cousin got stabbed. One of my cousins got stabbed at a party. He said that joint hurts a lot. He made it, he's alive, but he showed me the wounds. He said that joint hurts a lot. Yeah. Now, guns is definitely in England, bro. Don't trust me. Them youths out there got the guns, man. You in it? They got the nines, the millies, the tech nines in it. They got that, bro. I'm telling you, they just not gonna show it, but they got that out there. But just know, it is important that you understand the laws wherever you're at. It's gonna save your life. A lot of the times, people don't know the laws. They're just oblivious, bro. They just and that's a way for us to get got, not knowing the laws. It's like we in this world, right? A group of people like, nah, we need to have these laws to regulate the people. How can you live in this world and you don't understand the rules and regulations? That mean they can get you. You know what I'm saying? They can get you every time. Like I even told y'all a story where I was at the airport and I had forgot one of my mags, you know what I'm saying, in my bag. This could have been a federal offense. Why wasn't it a federal offense? Because I didn't have the firearm. I didn't bring my firearm with me. I had went to the gun range, I think the day before, and I had like a tactical backpack that I would put all my firearm, my clips and all that in. And I didn't empty it out all the way. But it's the same bag I take to work for when I worked at the airport. It's an airport shirt right here, gang. So when I forgot the mags in there, my mans was trying to get me booked. He called 4 agencies, the FDC, 5CC, because the airport has a lot of security agencies. This is their job to handle threats and stuff like that. So I'm like, dang, bro, I'm about to get booked for a magazine at the airport at my job. This is crazy. The officer told me, he's like, look, you're good. Just understand that you cannot have a firearm here without it being regulated and checked in. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. In Hill, he's like, I'm not gonna charge you for this, but don't let this happen again. A magazine, bro, was gonna get me booked. That would have been a felony. Cause I didn't understand, like, you know, the crazy part, dude, the crazy part about this is this, bro. I'm about to mess y'all head up. I done actually came through there with the whole 9-piece before, and somehow it didn't go off. But I think cause I had it wrapped in reflective. Cause you know it has to go through like the little metal thing. So, bro, I forgot, bro. I didn't even know I had the whole thing with me. When I say the whole thing, not just the clip, I had the whole thing. I even had gas. You feel me? Bro, I swear on my life, I came in there with a zone. I pulled up with a zone, the metal, the metal and all that. So I remember specifically, it was a dude, he liked me a lot. This dude, he was way older than me. He was like my homie at the time, but he was OC. Me and him chilling. He like, man, it smell like some weed in this motherfucker, boy. I'm like, what? He like, it smell like weed in here. Cause we in the zone. The zones is about this big, bro. Like, this would be the zone right here. You know what I mean? This like the zone, bro. So we all in here. It's about 12 people in here. He like, man, it smell like weed in here. Why, yes? I'm like, no way. So I go to the bathroom. I'm like, man, why he saying that? I look in the bag, bro. I got a whole zip in the bag. A whole zip. I got the metal in the bag. But it's in some reflective shit. So I'm like, ain't no way this junk got passed through that. It got passed through the metals. But thank God I wasn't in that situation. It would have been terrible, fam. I got a zone at the gig. A whole zip. Plus the metal in the bag. My homie had to tell him, yo, bro, smell like weed in here. Bro, smell like weed in here. I'm like, you tripping. Because when you smoke a lot of weed, you used to the smell. But for other people, the smell is so potent, it's like smelling like something stank. You know what I'm saying? And at the time when I was at the airport, I was carefree, bro. I wasn't paying attention to the laws or nothing, bro. I swear in my life. I'm just like, yo, it's YS. I could get away with whatever. I could do whatever. Said, what was your question, Julian Scott? I ain't even see what you said. You know what I'm saying? And at the airport. Bro, at the airport, they do not play. Bro, hey, organic machine. I ain't gonna lie, like, I used to break a lot of rules over there. And one of the reasons why is because I didn't like a lot of the managers, bro. Those guys was douchebags. So, fam, I swear on my life, I'm gonna tell y'all a cold airport story, bro. You know what I mean? This is for entertainment purposes only. This is a lie, YouTube. This never happened. I'm here to entertain the chat. So, bro, listen. I used to have to wake up at 3:30, you heard? That was the time I gotta be up. If I don't wake up at 3:30, I'm not catching the bus and I'm gonna be late. So I wake up at 3:30 and I usually will roll up a whole wood. When I roll up the wood, I didn't have time to sit and smoke the weed, the wood. I had to smoke the weed on the way there. You know what I'm saying? So thinking about telling you how I used to smoke in my car and all that. So I would literally take my work shirt off. I'd take this shirt off, literally. He said, I seen all the food video. They were good. Are you going to keep cooking? Nah. Listen, bro. I can do cooking videos. But my pop is the chef, Julian Scott. So I'm going to have my chef father cook, show y'all how to cook the meals. So my homie, shout out to Malik for that, man. So my homie actually, he had to wake up at 3:30. You know what I mean? My homie named YB. You know what I mean? Not young boy, but YB. So 3:30, he ain't have enough time to smoke the wood. You know what I'm saying? So, bruh, YB gotta be at the employee parking at like literally 4:40, bro. There's no minute or late, minute less. You gotta be there because the bus come at a specific time. That bus only come every 15 minutes. So, and then man, Organic Dean, you have to do it today, man. Get on it today, bro. Get on that today. Shout out to Malika Sim. His channel is up. Shout out to Rowdy. Everybody, shout out to Ghost. A few people went and made their channel organic. You know what I mean? We waiting on you. We waiting on you. Let's go. Let's get it. So, fam, I remember specifically getting there, bro. And I didn't have enough time. Sometime YB wouldn't have enough time to smoke the whole wood, you heard? So sometime, imagine YB really speeding. Cause bro, ain't no driving normal, bro, unless you waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning. 3:30 is the earliest, is the latest you can be up. Ain't no cruising there. Is we on the money, we want to catch this bus. You know what I'm saying? So yes, start a cooking channel right now, bro. So when YB get there, this one day, YB don't even got enough time to smoke the wood. So YB get a bright idea, like ding, 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 ding. Now, YB's very observant. What does that mean? It's like, bro, he observes everything. It's just inevitable for him to not be observant. So YB used to pay attention to all the bathrooms in the airport, all the locations, which ones was the most bussing, which ones had the most traffic around the certain times. All this stuff has been calculated just off of observing analysis. Be very observant. So YB literally remember it was a bathroom that was down in the cut. When I say down in the cut, boy, it's like towards the end of the airport, you feel me? So I'm like, man, YB, this the play. But the best part about the BR is the camera setup. So YB literally observed the camera setup. So it was like, all right, let me give y'all an example. So let's say the bathroom right here, you heard? Now the camera setup is like right there. You feel me? So the camera like the light. So it was like YB literally had to walk straight. Like he was going straight, duck off from the blind spot. You know what I mean? Then come into the door. So, bro, I ain't gonna lie. YB did this shit for like a week, bro. YB, and I used to think YB was literally out of his mind. But that's why I say if you intelligent and you really pay attention to things, you can have your way sometimes. But it's like you taking a risk, bro. So, bro, for a week, YB will go over here, literally in this BR, fam, and smoke it out. But look, you can't be chilling in there. You feel me? You gotta be listening. Listening. And then the worst part is this. You gotta really take everything to the head. What I mean take everything to the head, you know, normally smokers like, that's normal. But bro, this was a situation where ain't no, because then it's like that chun is gonna start creeping out. So YB going there, imagine like the hotel. Boom. YB will wet the shirt. Boom. Wet the shirt. Boom. Because YB had an extra shirt in the bag. Put that joint right there by the door. You know what I mean? And literally, when I say take the wood to the head, like, literally. Boy, when YB came out of there, it was like, oh, but it was so perfect because right when you came out the BR, it was literally a duck off to get out on the ramp. So it was like, boom, I get out there. YB get out there, boom. He walk out. He's on the ramp already. So even if they go over there, it's like, I think they knew it was YB, bro. Nobody brought it up or said nothing, but it's like, just thinking off of camera footage is like, come on now. If we watch the camera, we see YB coming out that door every week at this time. It's him. Yeah, it's him. So, bro, I'm telling you, for a week straight, that BR, YB was literally blowing down the BR. And in doing that, it was kind of crazy because I figured out, I'm like, dang, it's a loophole to everything. You know what I'm saying? And once you find a loophole and you smooth enough, you can make it happen. You can make things happen, but you gotta know, in order for that to happen, I had to know the parameters. I had to know the timing. I had to understand the camera position. I had to understand how much time do I have in this BR? Do people use this regularly? You know what I mean? But all that falls back into me saying understanding your surroundings, understanding the law, understanding the programming. But I knew for a fact, like, yo, if I had a couple steps coming, it's over. I'm out of here. I ain't standing here. Soon as cause I could hear, I would literally be in a deep cut of the bathroom to where it's like you could hear the other side of the airport. You know what I mean? And it's like, nah, somebody coming, we out of here. You know what I'm saying? But situational and special awareness is key. Thank you, Malik. And apply this to knowing the law. Apply this to learn, because bro, I'm not gonna lie. I used to YB used to blow his own mind in the sense of like, ain't no way he's getting away with this every morning. And the worst part about this, bro, he used to have managers looking for him. Managers who look for YB to see if YB made it in or not. And bro, it was a spot in the airport, fam, right by the main employee entrance and all that. And I'm telling you, it'd be two managers. One name was Brian Pumper. Imagine a dude named Brian Pumper. You know what I'm saying? I remember this man, and I ain't never liked this guy. This man would literally try to see if I was late all the time. But the crazy part is I'll be in before he's in, because we all had to run. So when I'm catching my breath, like a light morning sweat, I'm in the cut. I'm so far in the cut. It's like a big pillar, bro. You can't even see behind the pillar. And I'm literally watching this guy look around, and he'll walk down to the office because he could talk to the people in the office. It's like, you seen YS? Whole time I've been clocked in. After he leave, I just walk to my home, bro. But I'm like, nah, this is insane. I can't have somebody on this level literally, stalking me for a job. But I knew that about him. I knew what type of time he was on, But the reason I tell y'all this, bro, is look, understand your surroundings, understand the rules and regulations, whether it's your job, whether it's the world, whether it's anything, bro. You need to know. Now, I ain't hating on Brian Pumper. It was like my man had a porn star name, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this a porn star name, but he was like the weirdest dude ever. Nah, he's like the weirdest dude ever, bro. He would literally be watching, looking around, because he knew if I came in late, I'd probably go get some like coffee. Cause I done came in late before, he saw me getting coffee, so he'll go over there all the time thinking he knows something. I'm in the cup watching him like, hey, look at this guy. Look at this guy. I'm watching him. You don't even know I'm watching him. You know what I'm saying? He looking for somebody that's watching him. Yeah, Julian Scott, yo, you gotta know your rules, gotta know the regulations, gotta know the laws, because it's important. Otherwise, that's how you kind of like put yourself in a situation that you're not ready for. And a lot of people don't know the laws, bro. A lot of people don't even take the time to learn, bro. And that's how people get them. What's up, Shabab? Yeah, being locked up 4 times. It's even rules and laws in there. It's laws in there with commissary, the phone. It's a lot of laws in there. You get in there, you ain't got no choice but to know the laws. So imagine being out here where it's beneficial for you to know the laws. It's very beneficial, bro. Yeah. It's very beneficial. When you went in there, Julian Scott, you like, dang, there's so many rules in here. I can't even sit over here because of this rule. I can't be with these guys because of these rules. That's the same with life. It's so many rules. Yeah, in prison, jail, you learn quick. You don't have no choice. It's like accelerated learning. You either learn or you get devoured. The same thing applies to real world and life. It's like, bro, there's people out here that would devour you and trick you if you don't know the laws. Really. You know what I'm saying? Bro, everyone can be a legal assistant. I'm telling you, because legal assistant is not something that you need another person for. It's just doing research. Because I went to school for that, I'm telling you. And I'm going to give you an example, for instance, like the place I stayed, right? I figured out something. Now, I'm going to get this to y'all because I got to go somewhere, but I'm going to come back live in a second after. But I'm going to get this to y'all, right? The place I stayed, they hassle a lot of vendors, right? Now, anybody that's ever thought about doing business in merch, think about this. In New York, they hate vendors on the street. You feel me? Same probably in Cali. You know what I mean? So I started to think, I'm like, why? So I'm like, man, f that. I want to be a vendor. You feel me? So I'm like, I bet. I want to sell merch. So whole time I'm trying to get a license. But when I'm talking to the license guy, he's like, what kind of business you want to do? I said, I want to sell merchandise on the street. He's like, well, it's gonna be tough getting a license because most of the time we only approve license for food businesses. So I say, why is that? Why can't I sell merchandise? He like, well, you just gotta think about it. Imagine we are just giving licenses to everyone who wants to sell merchandise. Then everyone would sell merchandise. So I'm like, okay. So that's the reason why you got that set up, so everyone can sell merchandise. Then I started to think about it. I'm like, man, if everybody could just literally stand on the sidewalk and sell their merchandise, people wouldn't care about the stores. People wouldn't want retail stores. They would literally find the most traffic spot with a lot of people, post up, run it up, go home. So it's like, okay, the laws is to prevent people from making a lot of money. Because there was a lady in New York City that apparently was arrested for making like 1.4 million in what they considered counterfeit goods. Bruh, she didn't have counterfeit goods. She got arrested because she made too much money as a vendor. They don't want you selling merchandise on the street because you have the ability to make too much money, bro. When you sell food, it's gonna take a while. You know what I'm saying? Selling food take a while to make that much money. But merchandise, let's say I'm selling these shirts on the street for $5. Come on, bro. I can make $25 fast. I can make $100 fast. I can sell a boatload of 20 of these shirts to a construction guy. That's a honcho. No 8-hour shift can equal that, bro. So I started to understand, like, okay, certain rules are set up certain ways because of this, because of that. Then it gives me more understanding on how to move. So I'm like, all right, since my man is making it hard for me to get the vendor license, all I got to do is get approval from a business, and I got the license. When I went and got an approval from a business, so I created my own business letter. It'll be like, hey, Mr. Richard Wilkins, it's YS East, man. I'm actually a brand owner, currently working as a vendor right now. I have a lot of merchandise detailing from sports memorabilia, jerseys, hats, men's, women accessories. I see that you have this business here. I would like to see if we can have some type of partnership to where I can either pay you a monthly fee to use your space. You know, when I typed that up, I went out and handed it out to all the places. I remember I specifically met this one lady. She's like, oh yeah, of course. You could definitely use our business. What all do you need from me? Boom. Her information on the form. I sent it to the guy this guy literally held my license for 3 weeks, bro. There was a loophole. That was the loophole. So once you know the laws, you can find the loopholes. Like this another law. If you get a house, there was a guy, he said, nobody can take your house if you have a family member buried on that land. It's basically your land. Nobody's told you that. So he like your granddad, your auntie, long as there's a deceased member, it could be a dog of the family. The government can't take that land because the fact that person is buried in the soil has changed the whole dynamic of everything, bro. So learn the laws is very important, man. This is how you understand the world better. You don't get tricked out of your position. You don't get behind the bars. Because even when you get behind bars, you gotta know the laws out there. You can't sit at certain tables. Certain people gotta eat first. This man might have all the access to the phone whenever he wants. You know what I mean? It's crazy laws out there. So I feel bad for Raja, but it's a lesson learned. I mean, he's good though. His dad's rich. But for me and you, if you ain't got the lawyer money to bag and all that, know the laws. It's important. You don't want to get slammed, man. I'm finna go somewhere real quick because I gotta make a quick move, man. I love doing our lives. So I'm gonna come back. When I come back, we're gonna do another live. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely gotta go handle something right now. I love y'all. Do your best to know the laws where you're at. It's important. It's very important. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back soon, man. Love everybody. I'm out of here.